you. We can't pass on.
Rangi tāne tangata rau, rangi tāne nui a rangi, tini whetū ki te rangi, ko rangi tāne ki te whenua, e nui mā, ero roa mā, nau mai, piki mai, ki taku whare kōrero, ki taku whare o kiko, ki taku whare wānanga e.
Kia ora e te whānau and welcome to Colquhoun Park, New Zealand in the beautiful Manawatū. Well, here we are grand finals time. My name is Jackie Smith and I'm with James Harris. We have our two teams who will battle it out for this grand final. That is Australia, who will play New Zealand. Okay, making it to this finals day has been one hell of a slog, James. Over the last few days, give us a little bit of wrap over the last 3 days.
New Zealand with the wood over Australia up to this point with 2 wins, one on each day 1 and day 2. Australia got a warm-up game this morning against American Samoa, pretty resounding victory as well.
Yeah, so look, the scene is set, it certainly is, and I think that, as you said, Australia will be out for that revenge over New Zealand. This is the grand final of the WBSC Under 18 Men's Oceania Qualifier, and what an exciting game I think this will be.
Yeah, both teams are qualified for Czechia next year, but there'll be no holding back in this game. They'll want to win this tournament and go into Worlds next year with the psychological advantage. The talk of the commentary is there's going to be a pretty tight game. We saw a to and fro game on night one on ANZAC Day. I think we're going to expect something similar today.
Yeah, that's right. Australia seem to consistently come out really strong. They like to start the game strong, and then New Zealand come back on them, and it has been a little bit of toing and froing. So do you think that we're going to see much of the same?
Yeah, I think we're going to see some pitching changes. That was worked for New Zealand in the first 2 games against these 2 teams. We've got Robinson has been one of the pitchers of the tournament so far. He's actually starting on the bench tonight for New Zealand. That was a surprise for me, but obviously they've got the faith in their starter.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, having faith in your team, yeah? So look, the scene is set, we are excited. We're going into the grand final, ladies and gentlemen, between Australia and New Zealand. Let's take it to the announcer who will bring the teams out onto the diamond.
Introduce the teams to you, starting with Australia. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, for Australia, the lead-off hitter in order, Ethan Scott. Followed by number 45, Flynn Edwards. Number 80, Ezekiel Turnbull. Number 52, Flynn Townsend. Number 37, Jonathan Fabar. Number 67, Jake Hurst. Number 24, Jack Etherton. Number 75, Jonte Walker. Number 58, Cameron Parker. Parker Cameron. I apologise, Parker. Number 39, Jackson Maluga. Reserves, Max Ferguson, Nathan Hill, Tyler Ingold, Jackson Jones, Lawson Muller, Michael Finkst. Coaches, Stephen Magnac, Callum Bichel, and Neil Del Piero. Your under 18 Australian juniors, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a big round of applause. Now it's time for the New Zealand under 18 Black Sox. Introducing number 5, Kia roa, Landon Lane. Number 3, Jackson Gervies. Number 1, Rico Ratu. Number 4, Romana Kumiroa. Number 6, Cole McWilliams. Number 9, Boston Allen. Number 22, Mikaela Kingi Hicks. Number 10, Hunter Bailey. Number 16, Thomas Wildball. Number 14, George Smith. The reserves for New Zealand, Tyrone Robinson, Zach Adkins, Shia Hodgetts, Lucas Gibbons, Bronson Harper, and Kadeen Karaya. Your coaches, Jason Kumaroa, Gene Lutton, and Isaac Fletcher. Ladies and gentlemen, the New Zealand under 18 New Zealand Black Sox. And the other team out there, of course, are our umpires. Another paper shuffle. Plate umpire for today, Alan Walsh. At first base, Joel Grimes. Second base, Bryden Wells. And patrolling at third base, Heath Little. Oh. Scorers for today, Linnea Leithart, Lil Nautana, and Marie Byrne. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We will just remove your hats, be upstanding for the national anthems, starting with Australia. And then New Zealand. like two teams to come together and shake hands. And before heading walk back to your dugouts.
Anō mai, hoki mai, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. 111 years since that fateful day in the Gallipoli Peninsula. These two countries went to battle together. Today they are setting up for the grand final of the Oceania World Cup qualifier. Under 18 men here in Papua Palmerston North. I'm Jason Gurbies, aka Chopper. You can see the trophy they're going to play for here today. Our two teams have been introduced out onto the diamond and they look ready. Of course, before any international sporting fixture, New Zealand will lay the wero. Kamate kamate is their haka.
Ngāti toarangi rangatira e tūwe, e tika rā kia mihia e kōtau, o tira te tikuna rā kia te rau paraha. He mea whakatūi ngā huru o te kaki tērā. Oe anō, ko tagoto te manuka, a taiho ake ka ki te ko waika hua, ko waika tori. Mauri ora.
Mauri ora indeed, two tamama. New Zealand with a rousing haka here. Lay the challenge to our friends from across the Tasman. And as you just heard, joining us in commentary, two fellow commentators been here all week. Campbell Narumu, our reo specialist, was also visiting us from the shores across the Tasman. An ANZAC spirited commentator. It is James Harris from Adelaide. James.
Well, it's great to be here, and it's great to see these two great softball nations heading up the final of the Oceania Qualifier. Australia versus New Zealand in softball doesn't get much better for me.
No, it doesn't indeed. And of course, they normally find some royalty before you start a grand final. Well, they found one here. They're going to have a ceremonial first pitch. And that first pitch is going to be delivered by none other than Bob Leveloff. Bob Leveloff is a stalwart of softball in New Zealand. He is the current patron of New Zealand. He's an Order of Merit of New Zealand, a recipient of the Sir Elton and Jane Alga Lifetime Achievement Award, and boy, he's a recipient of a good rise ball too.
Ai rā, e hoa. E mihia, e tika ka mihi ki te rangatira rā, te tautōhito o te ao Poiuka, o Poiuka o te aroa, e tika rā, me mihi.
Oh, indeed. We send a warm welcome out to Bob. Mr. Bob Leveloff, thank you for your services to our great game of Poiuka softball. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The big one, the one you've been waiting for all weekend. Game number 8 on the schedule. It's the grand final of the U18 Men's Oceania World Cup Qualifier. That's right. They've both qualified for the World Cup, James. But this decides who goes into the number 1 seed to Czechia next year for the World Cup.
Yeah, number 1 seed normally gets a better draw, but we'll wait and see what the WBSC has in store for the winner of this tournament. And the crowd's up and about already. Chopper, you can feel the atmosphere around this place. Both sides have got some pretty good support behind them.
Let's have a look at the defensive lineup for New Zealand now. It'll be Bailey at left field, Gurbies. He gets to start at centre field as young Jackson. Boston Allen, he was good with the home run yesterday, starts at right field. Rico Ratu's in the hot corner. Ki Haroa, Landon Lane is up the middle with Thomas Walbor. Colbert Williams over at first. Then the Grand Slam King himself, Romana Kumaroa, behind the dish. For the starter in this one, Campbell, George Smith.
Ai, ka hoki rā ki te rā tama no Waitaha. Me mihi ka tika ki a Waitaha, kua kaha whanake, kua kaha whakauru i a rātai kai tākaro ki tēnei kapa. Au tira ki ngā kapa katoa o te aroa, ki te Poiuka.
Simply it's outstanding. We're going to have a look at the offensive lineup for Australia shortly, and it is Ethan Scott, the shortstop, that will be leading off for them. Flynn Eddards has been outstanding. He's hitting in the 2 spot. Ezekiel Turnbull, he's hitting 3 today. Flynn Townsend will be in the clean-up spot for the Aussies. Jonathan Fabar is hitting in the 5 spot, the centre fielder. Jake Hurst, and then Jack Etherton will be followed by Jonte Walker and Parker Cameron to round out the batting order. But how do you go past hitting in the 3 spot, Campbell, this Ezekiel Turnbull?
Ai, ka re tū atu mo tēnei kapa o te aroa. I ki te anoho ki tātou ina nahi. Ko ia tērā i timata i te kēmu. Me tana kimi i te pai tuarua. Double, hit right centre field ina nahi. I te huri pao tuarua.
Just quickly, James, we know George Smith's got the start in the first game of the tournament. His catcher today, Romana Kumaroa.
Yeah, leading from behind the dish. Every team needs a good captain and a good leader to be successful.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. International softball. Are you ready? Let's do it. Let's go. And right down Main Street, George Smith pounds the zone on the first pitch.
E te rawe hoki o te rā puke taka meki, drop ball. Anō nei he kaipeita tēnei tama.
Simply outstanding as this one comes up the middle. Got to be quick. And Landon Lane with a quick transfer right there to get the job done.
Ai rā, e mihi ana ki te rauri o Ngāti Toa Rangatira, o Ngāti Kuia.
Apologies, that'll bring up the bat the first baseman, Flynn Eddards. But George Smith getting the start in the middle here. A big moment for him today, Campbell.
Ai rā, I ki te hoki mata i a George Smith, ki te kemi tuatahi I wainga nui e nei kapa.
Big call, making Smith the starter here today, James.
Yeah, surprise for me. I thought maybe Robinson, as he's come in to relieve a couple of times against Australia and really shut him out. But for George Smith, 2 appearances in this tournament, 1 start, 4 innings of work. Australia got the better of him his last time against the Aussies, giving up 3 runs, I think it was. But, you know, they've obviously got faith in him to give him the start.
Comes in with a 3.23 ERA, does George Smith.
Araka ki te ano hoki tātou I te rā e pataka.
The Kiwis have really shared their pitching innings amongst their five pitchers.
Ai rā. Koe rā hoki ki te kapa o ahi te reiria. Tōna toru kai epa, e patu ana ki tā rātou rārangi ingoa.
Flynn Edwards has had an outstanding week for Australia. Gets on the back of this one, but a little late on the stroke.
Yeah, he's been pretty impressive so far. 667 batting average for the tournament. But against New Zealand, 2 hits, 3 walks and a sacrifice. He's been handy up the top of the order.
Thorn on the side, to say the least. But maybe a star in the making for Australia. This pitch is outside.
He taku ki te atu I tēnei tama, ka hoki whakaro ki ngā kaipatu pērā I a Zenon Winters.
He's got a lot of look about him, like Zenon, doesn't he? I thought that yesterday, the way he got set up in the batter's box. Full count here on Eddards. This one's a little high, so down to first base. The first base runner here in the grand final.
Ka kōrero hoki pērā I a Zenon Winters. Chirpy now.
Yeah, he was the best, to be fair. Well, you highlighted him at the top of the shop, Campbell. Ezekiel Turnbull now.
Ai, kua kaha tēnei tama ki te whakau ki ngā mātāpono te kapa nei.
This one pops up.
Yeah, Turnbull hitting 3 for the Aussies. was dangerous in the last game against against New Zealand. He's had 2 hits against New Zealand in the tournament so far, hitting 300 for the week.
Top of the order here for Australia. Batting stats of the week are simply outstanding. Really going to be a match-up. I tell you, boys, I want to ask you, each of you, what do you think you're going to see today? In my mind, these two teams, they're hard to tell apart. Campbell?
Ai rā, kei tika. Ai, whakai katoa nā ki au whakatau e chop.
Yeah, indeed. James, your thoughts about what we're going to see from these two teams today?
Top of the order production from Australia. That seems to be the tone setters for them. But both teams have got speed. And I think we'll see that on display throughout this game. But for New Zealand, they just hit through the order. I mean, a lot of talk about Ratu, but, you know, look for Boston Allen. He's had a few hits this tournament. Kingy Hicks. And they're down middle and bottom.
Hard hit ball up the middle, comes off the glove. And the runners will be safe. No, they won't. We have an obstruction here. We'll just wait for the official call from the umpire. Oh, it was an illegal pitch. Sorry, my apologies. I saw the arm out, was looking the wrong way. I never know which arm to use for an illegal pitch. But an illegal pitch called on it. And, of course, that'll bring out the pitching coach for New Zealand. With an illegal pitch, the offensive team gets the option to take the play, or they can replay and have another go at it, can't they, James?
Yeah, it's interesting. It really works out in the hitting team's favour when the pitcher throws an illegal pitch. Because the play happens so quickly, the batter is locked in, dialed in into their motion. The pitch doesn't affect the pitcher at all because the illegal pitch doesn't get called until after they've released. So they will get the advantage, as you said, Chopper. And in this instance, runner safe at second, runner safe at first. They'll take that every day.
Ko te āhua nei, ko āhua raru a George Smith i te timatanga o tēnei kēmu. Kua rua ngā poi he inoa nei.
I'll tell you what, when I used to play, which was way back in the black and white days, if I committed an error like that at second base, I'd say, take the illegal pitch and go back and replay it, because then it does go down to the stats book. We're all reset and ready to go here. There are no outs. Sorry, 1 out, of course. The shortstop took the first out as Flynn Townsend will step in to go to work the right fielder. He swings over the top of the first pitch he sees.
Ai rā, te rawe hoki o te rā e pā o ringa ki rise ball.
Another 300 hitter for the Aussies. Got a hit and a walk against the Kiwis from their 2 games. Can I call you the Kiwis? Is that all right?
Yeah. Well, then I won't call you a koala.
True.
But tell you what, and no one calls Aussies kangaroos, but Steelers is a cool name, man.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I remember when it would have been the mid-90s, I reckon, or the early 2000s, at least, when they adopted that name. And Neil Del Perro, one of the assistant coaches of this junior Aussie team, was part of that promotion. They were wearing singlets and holding sledgehammers. You know, give them a tough name. The Steelers.
Singlet sounds like Bogensville. Fingers. Here we go. Swinging a miss on the outside edge, and Smith picks up his first strikeout of the day on the outside corner.
He mea nui hoki kia kōrero hia ngā hua o tēnei kapa o ahitareria. Ki taku mōhio i te mutunga o ngā iwa te kau. Timatanga hoki o ngā rua mano. Ko rātou tērā i toa kia 4 in a row, I think. They won 4 junior comps in a row.
They sure did.
And they've won 5 in total.
Thank you for reminding us, Joe. Fantastic indeed. This one's lifted, right field will come in, and that'll be a comfortable catch. Australia leave 2 stranded in the top of the first innings. We're underway in the grand final here, Oceania Men's World Cup Qualifier. No mai hoki mai and welcome back into Papaia, Palmerston North. Bottom of the first innings of the grand final here. New Zealand taking on Australia. 111 years ago, we mentioned they faced off against the enemy on the beaches of the Gallipoli Peninsula. And this weekend being ANZAC, we pay tribute to those that have served for both countries for our freedom. Thank you very much. Well, we're continuing the grand final here. Australia picked up 2 base runners to start in the game. Couldn't convert them. New Zealand now will look to see what they can do. As we see this one hit off the top of the bat for the first out here of Colquhoun Lane. Let's have a look at the lineups of these teams for you. Of course, starting with the Australian lineup, be Hurst, Faber and Townsend in the outfield. Turnbull, Scott and Cameron in the infield with Eddards in the right corner. Walker behind the disc and the Ironman, Jackson Maluga. 133 pitches the other day, gets a start on the hill for the Aussies. Just looking at that defensive lineup, James, Flynn, Edwards, I'll come back to that in a second. You see the New Zealand hitting lineup. Landon Lane, we saw hitting just then. Now is Jackson Gerbies in the 2 spot. Ratu Kubaroa and McWilliams. Alan Kingy Hicks, Bailey and Thomas Wildbohr will round out the batting order for New Zealand in this one. Ball down low. Gerbies, a product of the North Harbour Softball Association and the Northcote Club.
Had a rest day yesterday, Chopper, but hit 500 for the tournament, including a hit in the ANZAC clash against the Aussies, against this pitcher.
Ai, koe ke nei ki te pai ko tēnei uri o ngā tika hungunu. He uri anō hoki no Chopper. Te mihi ana ki tā koutou whānau.
You can see a Campbell, Gerbies, an aggressive hitter.
Aira.
Plenty of power as well.
Aira. Hoki whakaaro ki ngā momo pere i Nathan Nuku ma.
Nathan, one of the best Black Sox to ever don the jersey.
One of the best ever.
This one sails over the top. So a hitter's count now for the slugger from North Harbour. As you mentioned, rested yesterday to nurse a bit of an injury, but putting it all on the line here today. And down low picks up the first walk, and New Zealand will get their first base runner of the grand final, James.
Yeah, important to get that base runner on. Very similar to the Aussies, of course, having Flynn Eddards getting a walk, hitting at the 2 spot. But Australia weren't able to move him round past second base. New Zealand will be looking to move Gerbies around, I'm sure.
And Gerbies a threat to run, see if they send them early. But they might wait for the man of the moment, Rico Ratu. And the offensive lineup for New Zealand, Campbell, has simply been outstanding. An odd mark. First pitch. Gerbies was on the run on the pitch. They'll try to maybe screw him here. No, the late stop sign at third base. Ratu will take 2. And New Zealand start hot.
Ngāti mani a poto, ngāti rau, kawa e tue. E Rico, ka mau te wehi.
Well, Ratu stays hot here, just takes the pitch straight up the middle, doesn't muck around. That's youth for you, but you saw Kubaroa, head coach, calls a hit and run on that play as well, James. That's top shelf.
Great aggressive start to this game from New Zealand. Ratu smoked that one by Maluga, and he took second on the throw. But it was Gerbies on the move, and he was at third before you knew it, in a flash.
Well, yesterday's superstar with a grand slam in the third innings. New Zealand trailing by 4 runs. Not for long, because the catcher, Raumana Kumaroa, had a grand slam. His turn now.
Ara e mea ana koe chop, koe ke mai ki te pai, ko tēnei uri, o te awa tupua.
First pitch on the outer edge is perfect. Jackson Maluga, we called him the Iron the other day, and here's a replay of the Grand Slam from Kumaroa. I tell you what, that was clutch. When you're down by 4 runs, but you haven't scored a run, there's so much pressure to contact and to do the biggest of all swings. Kumaroa, clutch indeed. Hard hit ball, just foul down the line. However, I want to talk a little bit about the Ironman. We called his game on day one, James, 133 pitches, Jackson Maluga.
It's been his only appearance so far on the stripe as well. 6 1/3 innings, 4.42 ERA. We just kept thinking that he might get relieved. There was movement in the bullpen for Australia most of the game. He just kept going and going. Nearly got the win for Australia.
He rautaki pai hoki. Hoki pea tērā.
Well, the rise ball's good from the Iron Man Maluga as he picks up the out there. So 2 away for Australia. New Zealand with 2 runners in scoring position. They'll send up the first baseman now, Cole McWilliams.
Aira, e mihi ana ki tēnei uri o ngā timani a poto. He uri anō hoki, mo manu kau. Ka tikara me mehia ki te hunga ki a Mary Hexma.
Maluga leans back. And here the second baseman will be bread and butter for Cameron as he will take the 3rd out. Australia leave 2 stranded, so does New Zealand. We're locked at 0-0 heading into the top of the 2nd innings. Run, see if they send them early. But outstanding and on mark. First pitch. Gerbies was on the run on the pitch. They'll try to maybe screw him here. No, the late stop sign at 3rd base. Ratu will take.
That is tough. Kei aku nui, kei aku rahi, anei rā, a Haka feels.
Else just make sure that everyone knows who we are.
Te whāinga matua, kia rangatira te tui, kia waganui te tui.
Hear my brother say, stop.
I want to win. I want to win. Let's go! Anei a Haka feels, te mihi atu.
No mai hoki mai, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The music's pumping, the sun is jumping. I tell you what, the softball's not too bad as well. New Zealand taking on Australia. Grand final time here, top of the 2nd innings. And the Aussies will set up 3 of their best. It'll be Hurst, the left fielder, Etherton, the designated player, and Walker, the starting catcher. 1, 2 and 3 here for the Aussies in the 2nd.
Aira, me mehi hoki ki ngā whānau, ki ngā tini mata kua tai a tinana mai. No hoki kia koutou I te kāinga e mātakina.
Now this one's bread and butter for the shortstop, Landon Lane. And I tell you what, James, this game is moving quick.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of aggressive at-bats so far. The scorecards are aligning and both pitchers doing well to get their teams out of a jam with 2 runners aboard and only 1 out.
And I'll bring up to the bat here the designated player, Jack Etherton.
Aira, he kai e pā no hoki tēnei. Ko tā te ringa raka. Versatility, te taiohitanga o e nei tama. Rawe.
A true 2-way player is Etherton, and fantastic to see him getting a chance to bat in the grand final. And on the hands, pops up. Not the result he would have liked, and 2 quick outs here. Again, James, boy, I don't even think the ink's drying in my scorebook.
New Zealand will be happy to see the back of Etherton. Up to that point, he was hitting 1,000 with 5 hits in the tournament.
That's how a pitcher gets in the batting line. Go away. Keep on hitting. Got to put me in, coach. Got to put me in. That'll bring up the bat to catcher now. Jonte Walker. And I'm going to let you, James, talk about his batting stats, but I've got to say something about his catching. Yesterday, That kid was like the Great Wall of China. Nothing got past him.
Kia ora.
Yeah, just the one hit so far in the tournament for Jonty, but you can tell that he swings a heavy stick and just ready to explode for the Aussies.
Well, they say cream rises to the top, and the quality of Jonty Walker, it'll show it here in the grand final. I'm picking him to do something great.
Aira. Ko tino ki te tātou i te Māori tau o te kaiepa nei o te kapo Aotearoa. Settled in, ko tā te kaiepa. George Smith.
Another one on the hands, and plenty of room for Ratu in the corner, and it's 1, 2, 3. Thank you, yes sirree, and we're all done through 1.5.
Still no score in the ball.
Get the MāORI Plus app. Download now on Google Play or the App Store with exclusive viewings and 100% ad-free.
Quite like top tier.
Watch us anywhere, anytime. Make MāORI Plus your mate and stream now.
Toro atu ki te ao te moana.
Auwe, tō kaha huna e hoa.
Ki te taha o ēnei hoa hou.
Auwe, kua haere katoa te Waikihia.
Big Z's and Littles, ki MāORI Plus, me whakaata mā.
Kia ora everyone and welcome back. It's a Papaia Palmerston North, and just a chance to see those flags flying in the distance with a bit of band music. How good is it? We see the Manawatū Softball Association flag on the left, and of course the Indigenous flag of Australia, the Australian flag, Softball New Zealand in the middle, the New Zealand flag, American Samoa, and of course a little favourite of mine e hoa, Tino Rangatira, the Māori flag as well.
He mea heki mana te haki rao Tino Rangatira-tanga. Me mehi ka tika hoki ki o tātai tuakana o tātai whanaunga no American Samoa. Me tā rātou u ki tēnei kaupapa, tā rātou kuhu mai ki tēnei kaupapa. E mehi rā ka tika.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Thank you so much for tuning in on Whakaata Māori. We appreciate your viewership from across the motu in Aotearoa, New Zealand, but also te ao across the world and our friends across the ditch in Australia. Kia ora to you and welcome into the grand final. Bottom of the second innings here. Boston Allen, the right fielder, will lead off, followed by the designated player, Makaiti Kingi Hicks, and Hunter Bailey, the left fielder. 1, 2 and 3 here for the New Zealanders.
Allen's had a tournament 571 with an OPS over 2, but 3 of his hits, including a home run against Australia.
Of course, New Zealand tying that game yesterday on a Kumaroa Grand Slam, but it almost felt like to me that Allen's home run after that kind of put the nail in the coffin, James.
Yeah, Australia didn't score after either of those home runs.
Draws this one along the line. Maluga, we saw him on opening day. He can pitch both sides of the plate. He's got a nice curveball, a good rise ball action. When he can command his changeup, he's lethal.
Aira, he mea kukume nā te taura on a string. Tērā tinihanga epa nei.
Some people say it's Nostradamus. I just say it's luck. A change up to pick up these strikeouts. Not a bad little setup indeed. Designated player now, Makaiti Kingi Hicks. Boy, this kid, especially day one, the whole weekend, he's been a terror, hasn't he?
Koia chop. Me te mea no hoki kāre i timata i konei. Ko ia tērā mo te raumati katoa. Ko kite i te under 17s, i te under 19s anō hoki, ko ia tērā e kaha whai hua ana ki e nei tōna mana.
James, question for you. When you're 16 years old and you're as tall and as broad and hit like Makaiti Kingi Hicks, oi, Or do you run the other direction on the footy field, or what happens? 16. Hard hit ball. That'll just slide over to the 5-6 hole. So Kingy Hicks stays red hot. I'll let you finish, James.
Yeah, very poor timing. You make me look like I'm hesitating. I'm letting you hear the sounds of the game, of course, and a nice infield single for Kingy Hicks. But look, same as the Haka, right? Never a backward step on the footy field, mate. Doesn't matter how big they are.
Good man.
But that guy there, Kingy Hicks, Australia's got a plan against him to go down and in, but he keeps coming up the goods.
This one's away. Bring up the left fielder now, Hunter Bailey.
Haera, huri tēnei, o ngā puhi. Me mihi ka tika ki tētai anō uri no te kapa o Manukau. Ka noho ki ngā rekereke o te hunga o Mary Hicks mā.
Next one's arm top.
Yeah, Hunter Bailey yet to register a hit in this tournament, but a 571 OPS, so he's likely. 3 walks and a sacrifice. He's a contributor.
Sure is indeed. Patience hit it. As you can see here, just holding it out, wanting to get Kingy Hicks in scoring position for wild ball waiting on deck. But I've seen this kid grow up from about 9 years of age, this Hunter Bailey, and in one swing, he can send it over all of those flags in centre field.
Mihi ka tika hoki ki tana tuakana, kei ngā whakataitai o te ao, U23s.
Yeah, his older brother, Colquhoun Bailey, playing against South Africa in Colombia at the moment. I haven't got the update on the game, but they were ahead last time we saw.
Hit a home run yesterday against Argentina.
A big swing on the outside edge, can't catch up to it. And Beluga, as we talked about the other day, finds a way, fills the count.
Yeah, he can hit both sides of the plate. He's got a couple of tricks as well, and he will just keep pounding that glove all day long if he has to.
Inside out swing goes foul. Got a chance to catch up with the head coach for Australia, Steve Macnick, with his Aussie accent. And, sorry, private joke between James and everyone else in the world. But he told me yesterday, we're not going to use Beluga today after those 133 pitches on day one. He was saving him for today, wasn't he, James?
Yeah. Yeah, it picks New Zealand to the final of the Australian National Championship.
Haera, rara, ka kite atu tātai kua whai arahau maru a Hunter Bailey, i te pai tuatahi.
New Zealand with 2 runners on after that walk issued to Bailey. And number 9 hitter in the order, the second baseman, Thomas Wildball.
Yeah, Wild Boar has been hitting 9 all week for New Zealand. 167 average, 611 OPS. Yet to get on base against the Aussies.
Another player in this junior Black Sox side with an older brother, Trey, playing for the U23 Major Sox team. The whānau in softball New Zealand are well ingrained, aren't they?
Ai, Chopper. Ko mea tia tō whānau hoki, ko te whānau Gerbies. Whai whakaaro ki te whānau Martin, whānau Rona, whānau Mākia. Ka re tū atu i tēnei tākaro tātou te poiuka mo ngā whānau katoa. Kia whakauru atu, kia whakaahei ki tēnei tākaro tātou.
Simply outstanding. The game of softball gets passed down from generation to generation as that foul ball just out of the reach of the catcher, Walker.
Yeah, I think you've got to take those chances in a big game like the final. I think there was a slight hesitation between the first base and catcher then on who was going to go for it. So a life for Wild Boar, and might be just what New Zealand need, either to advance the runners or bring back the top of the order.
Swing and a miss. And Beluga decides to step it up a gear.
Ara ko hoki mai ki te pai ko tēnei uri o Ngāti Toa, Ngāti Kuia.
Haven't we seen that time and time again throughout this tournament, that each team's pitchers have stepped up when they've needed it most?
Haera.
Top of the order for the Kiwis. Kiharo Landon Lane now steps in. Still two base runners on base. This one off the leg of Beluga. He's going to have to hustle here. No one's at first. And the Kiwis have got him covered in the infield now. The bases are loaded.
Aira, tā kua ki rawa ngā pai. Kua piki ake ki te pai patu ko te uri o ngā tika hunganu. Taiho ake, ka ki te tātai, ko ai ka hua, ko ai ka tohu. Wainga nui tēnei tukinga.
And I'll tell you what, faster than James Harris running away from a King Hicks on the rugby field. Head coach Macnac runs out to check on his ace on the hill.
Yeah, he's been in the firing line. You can see it on the replay there. Did he take a deflection earlier in the game as well against Ratu, or it just buzzed the tower at least? And he's tough. Look at him. Straight back on there.
Loaded bases situation for centre fielder for New Zealand, Jackson Gerbies. First one clips the bottom of the zone.
Kare au mo te whakamākutu I te kēmu nei hoi. He wahanga hira tēnei, a big part of the game right now. Ara.
And New Zealand will grab the lead in the grand final. King Hicks will touch first base, as does the ball of the front leg of Gerbies.
Tērā pia kua ahua a wanga maluga I nāne. Ka tērā tukinga o te pōro.
Yesterday, on day one, we had an interview with Steve Macnac saying he wanting to put pressure on the Kiwis. Well, it feels like the Kiwis are putting pressure on the Aussies early in this game.
Fight fire with fire. Aggressive in the boxes, aggressive around the bases, polished in the field. I think you're right, mate. I think the pressure is all on the Aussies at the moment.
6 runs to 4 in the ANZAC Test match on the opening day. And then New Zealand flexed their muscles on day 2, almost run-ruling Australia in that match.
Me matara tēnei kapa wahi te reiri ai nāne. Te mea kua tai ki te pai ko tēnei ringa raupā, a Rico Ratu.
Or big swing. Also a great rise ball.
Ikama.
Landon Lane out at second base was halfway down the track trying to draw that throw to 2, wasn't he, James?
Yeah, always important to get a big jump from second, because if it goes to the outfield, you take 2 bases, you're going to score every time. That outfield's deep on Ratu.
Down low, Maluga falling off the side of the rubber. That was the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ai rawe ngā mahi o Walker.
2 away. No rooms in the hotel. All the bases are full. Feels like an early big moment, James.
All right.
And Maluga answers the big moment with a big pitch. A strikeout to finish it off, but it's not before Gerbies floats that little size 7.5 foot it is to pick up 1 run. It is the Kiwis leading 1-0. Back with more action here in Papua. In the distance with a bit of band music, how good is it? We see the Manawatū. Mike's off. Australia and New Zealand, anytime they take the sports field, it's always a theatre of emotion, theatre of courage, theatre of determination. These young gentlemen from both countries are ready to put that theatre, that play, right, that script here today in the grand final. Australia will get a chance at the top of the 3rd innings, and it'll be their number 9 hitter, Parker Cameron, followed by top of the order, Scott and Eddards. James, they got to get started, don't they?
Yeah, they need the 9 hitter to step up here. 143 average for the tournament so far, and but 2 walks against New Zealand. Watch him to be watchful.
O te ahua nei, kua hiki te ngā o te o ngā kaimā takitaki o konei, a i konei.
and first pitch swinging just to keep me quiet. But George Smith's been very efficient so far, just the 28 pitches. So that's why Cameron is swinging first pitch.
Koe rā tētai o ngā rautaki kāre tino whakaitia e ngā kaia ko te ao poiuka. Not too many coaches agree with the first pitch swinging.
Not normally. This one's a good one though, as he'll drive it up the middle. Just what their doctor ordered for the Aussies. A base runner on board and the first official hit from Australia in the grand final.
Yeah, like I said, 9-hitter. Right, you really need to count on the 9-hitter to bring the top of the order around.
Ethan Scott off. And just taking about 3 or 4 steps there. Cameron looking to test the New Zealand defence early.
Tai hoake ka kite mehe mea ka whakaatu I te wairua I te waiaro riri hau.
This one fouls back. James, Ethan Scott, I've been impressed with him this week.
Yeah, 400 average, 1100 OPS, 3 hits and 3 walks against New Zealand. I think the 3 hits came on night 1, the 3 walks came on night 2.
Weti ana.
Perfect. Table setter is Scott, now looking to, as he lifts this one out of the yard, looking to add a little salt and pepper condiments onto the table with the base runner on.
We were just talking off camera before about Smith's ability to be able to hit the inside, then hit the outside. That's a perfect example of it, the 1-2 punch, because he tried to pull the outside pitch rather than go with it.
Rise ball just misses the middle of the zone.
Ai rai, tatarawa te rā e paki taku ki te atu. Koe anō, yeah. Whakai katoa nau ki ngā kōrero a James. Kei te rā taki wai ngā wā katoa.
This one fouls back. Of course, our Kaiwa Wao here in the grand final. We have got 4 of the best of WBSC's finest Australian on home plate. Alan Walsh, Joel Grimes also visiting from across the dish. He's at first base. Bryden Wells and Heath Little from New Zealand are at second and third. Hard hit ball. Back-to-back hits here from Australia. And we mentioned James getting something started. Well, sounds like there's something cooking in the kitchen. Salt and pepper ready.
Yeah, straight back up the middle, and he didn't hold back at all, Ethan Scott, in that at-bat. I think he had about 3 or 4 foul balls and got one that he liked and hit it up the middle. Timeout call.
That'll bring out the pitching coach, Campbell, Isaac Fletcher.
Aira, e te mea noho ki ka kore e māma ake I nāna I te mea kua tau ki te pai, ko era, tara, pai muri aia ko Turnbull. Koe nei ngā toki o tēnei kapa o Ahitereiria. Nā reira, e tika rā, kia matara, e hoa mā, kia matara.
Indeed, both head coaches, Stephen Macnack for Australia and Jason Kumaroa, aka JK, for New Zealand. Not taking any risks. Number 37, Jonathan Faber, up in the bullpen for Australia. And number 15, he's been the horse and the ace of this New Zealand pitching staff, Tyrone Robinson, warming up as well.
Ai ko tā te kapa o Aotearoa, ngā kai tākoro. Ka whakatena, whakaakiaki. Akiaki I tā rātou kai epa.
Flynn Eddards. Goes at the first pitch. Tough play. Just goes foul. Expertly played by McWilliams.
Aira. Pe te koi o te pīnati. Ko mōhio ki ngā ture.
One of those ones, James, if you're not careful, that can leak back into the infield, can't it?
Yeah, you don't want to make contact with the fielder either as a base runner, so make sure you get out of the way.
Rise ball.
Eddards, good contributor. We spoke about it his first time up to bat. He has laid a sacrifice already. I'm surprised Australia hasn't gone for the short game to try and advance the runners with none out.
Ai kāre anō kia whai putanga.
This is why hard hurt ball from Eddard going, and it'll hit the fence on the full. Australia will level the game here in the third innings. Flynn Eddards gets the swing, the long stick.
That's why opposite field power from Eddards will stand up at 2, scores the RBI, tying the game for the Aussies. I've always hated the short game.
Pitching coach will come out. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Flynn Eddards, though, back to back to back. 3 hits in a row for the Aussies. They've leveled it up at 1 apiece in the top of the third innings. This pitching change brought to you by Beyond the Dugout. The grand final will continue when we come back.
Get the MāORI Plus app. Download now on Google Play or the App Store with exclusive viewings and 100% ad-free.
Quite like top tier.
Watch us anywhere, anytime. Make MāORI Plus your mate and stream now.
Local drama, international drama,
UCI verdict.
the best of Indigenous talents, drama queens,
Just wake up, sis.
and epic scenes. Fiction-laced,
You shouldn't have done
or reality-based, award-winning, riveting. If you go looking for drama, let it find you right here. This year, ki MāORI Plus me whakaata Māori.
I know my hook and my. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Softball New Zealand patron Bob Leveloff. He threw the first pitch earlier, and boy, oh boy, he threw well. I don't think he's on the pitching roster for New Zealand, though. It'll be Tyrone Robinson that'll enter the ball game, and that'll do the day for George Smith. Worked 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk and 1 strikeout, 3.5 ERA to finish his day. But Robinson, James, the new pitcher in.
Yeah, you know, he's my guy. Like, you know, for New Zealand, he's the one that came in against Australia on night 1, shut him down. He's the guy that came in on night 2, shut him down. 0.81 ERA from his 8.2 innings, 8 hits, 16 strikeouts from the 34 plate appearances.
So a strikeout weapon as Robinson is going to need to do that here. No outs, and here it's 2 base runners on. First pitch is a rise ball just above the zone. Ezekiel Turnbull, very good hitter, especially a pitcher who throws at pace. So this is a power on power matchup right here.
Koia, kāre tū atu mo te kapa wahi te reria. Ki te taha tuki pōro.
This one to the screen, coming home. And he is safe. Australia have taken the lead here in the third.
Kumaroa making the decision to go for the runner himself rather than the toss back to the pitcher.
Hua wanga wanga e nei toko rua ki take moyo.
See them in consultation between Kumaroa, McWilliams and Robinson.
Well, and that's the danger of bringing in a pitcher with runners in scoring position, isn't it? You haven't properly warmed up yet. The catcher's only seen 5 pitches from you. If you're not on the same page, one could go loose.
Here we go. Lots of action here. Australia leading. Turnbull on day 1 against New Zealand. Drove in, Australia scored 4 runs. He drove in 2 runs. And then his next at bat, he's up to bat and a pass ball, Australia run in 2 runs. So all 4 runs came while Turnbull was at bat. James, is there something Turnbull's doing that we don't know about?
he's attacking. That's what it is. Like, teams can be intimidated by attacking players, and yeah, Kingi Hicks and Ratu for New Zealand, Turnbull in Australia's instance.
Tērā wairua ririhau ne, aggression.
This one is fouled off to the right side, and I think I understand what you're saying, James, is that in this particular case, when you've got a good hitter, you feel the presence of a good hitter, you press a little harder as a pitcher, don't you?
Yeah. Again, never backing down. You want this battle, you want this matchup, and so yeah, you might see Robinson go a little harder.
Well, there's harder. The rise ball up top with a bit of horsepower behind it as well.
Ara, ko whaiputanga tēnei uri o te maunga e kore neke. A tai rope, Ngāti Porou, karangara ki tō uri.
We'll bring up Townsend now, another one of the great hitters for Australia. We picked up his stats earlier. Really can get her done when it's required. First pitches above the zone.
Yeah, just back to Turnbull. Did his job, didn't he? Moved the runners, and you know, after 3 consecutive hits, still not a bad result. Despite being struck out, of course.
This caught Townsend guessing there, I think, Campbell. Surprised him with a hard drop ball on the inside.
Kaere tino whakai. Ki te whakataiwa te kai wawao.
Looking outside, obviously. And there you are. That's what he's looking for. Anything on the outside of the plate.
Ko te ahua nei, kua wanga ngā kaipatio no ahitereria. Ko Māori tau hoki te tū, ki te pai epa.
1 ball, 2 strikes a count. Townsend, there's a controlled swing, James.
Yeah, if you could be harsh on the Aussies for 2 things in this tournament. It's been one, they've watched too many third strikes, and they've also been a little undisciplined with the rise ball above the shoulder.
Koia tāku, koia hoki tāku whakatau e James. Whai tērā e pāoringa.
Climb the ladder, I think they call that one.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tino ki te ia āmai ringa I tikanohi o Papa o Tyrone Robinson.
Just to our left-hand side, Michael, father of Tyrone and his mother, watching intently. And of course, they were here last year, Tyrone and the Junior Black Sox, and they'll be the first to meet. Tough week for them that week. But boy, oh boy, has he worked hard this season. And look at what they have right now on the mound for New Zealand.
Me hoki ki tana krapu, Māorihi, Maris, o te awa kairangi.
Rise ball. Won't check the swing. That'll fill the count now, 3-2. Australia, a possible 3rd run of the innings, only 60 feet away. Pull down the line.
Nana Tyrone kia whai te putanga tuarua o te kapa, mo te kapa o Aotearoa. Ki te Rico Ratu e kaha whakatena e aki ana I a Tyrone. Kia kaha e hoa.
Tries that inside line, this one just a little too far inside. Australia's got it cornered now.
That's actually a pretty good at-bat because he was in trouble chasing some high ones that he was able to foul off. And then he went pretty well watching a few of those pitches go close to the zone and ended up getting a base on balls. But for Robinson, only the 5th walk of the tournament from his pitching.
So timeout called so they can set their plan, the Kiwis, with runners in the corners. Just one away here. Australia putting on their best performance in the top of the 3rd innings. Rise ball just misses. Centre fielder now, Jonathan Faber.
Yeah, Faber's had 2 walks only against New Zealand for his contribution so far. 286 batting average for the tournament.
Trap play. New Zealand player one as well, return. Oh, I like it. I like it, Campbell. I like it a lot.
Aira. Te pai hoki o tērā whiako. Kia kau e hoatu noa i tērā pai, te pai tuarua.
Faber, poised and ready. 1-1 the count. Rise often going this time. New Zealand won't bite. So, Australia base running strategy successful here. Now 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, you play that short cut with the second base coming in also off the base. It really leaves second open for the runner. They're trying to defend that runner at third. They don't want to give up another.
Faber goes up. Landon Lane brings it down.
Aira. Pai tērā putanga e te uri o ngā titoa, ngā tikuia.
You can hear they call him Hursty, Jake Hurst, the left fielder for Australia. Maybe one of the biggest bats of his career right here. All down low. James, I want to ask you a question about this Australian lineup that's here this week. We all know the objective is to get to the World Cup next year in Czechia. Swing and a miss. Of course, you have to be under 18 for that tournament next year. However, Australia have chosen to bring 10 athletes in this squad that will age out this year and won't be available for the World Cup squad. So the World Cup team that Australia sends next year won't have any international experience for not coming here this week.
Yeah, and they've got 2 over at the under-23s in Colombia as well, so there potentially could have been 12. However, 6 of these guys will get the opportunity to return. It just gives another opportunity for those in waiting.
Yeah, Campbell, I ask you the same question. I know New Zealand replied after seeing the lineup roster for Australia and bringing in, I think it's either 3, maybe 4 players that'll age out, but the core of this Black Sox team that is here this week are building a culture for next year's World Cup. How important?
Koia e mea ana koe chop. Ko te mea nui kia whai whiako I te mea he ao hou anō hoki te whakataitai a motu.
Swing and miss. And Robinson shows his power, picks up the strikeout. That'll stop the bleeding, but not before Australia. They strike twice in the top of the second innings. They lead the ball game 2-1. Kia ora koutou katoa. What a start to the grand final here on day 3 of competition at the U18 Men's World Cup Qualifier for the Oceania countries, American Samoa, Australia and the home side New Zealand up against each other. And Australia have answered right back in this match. Top of the third innings, proving some of their best. Campbell, 2-1 they lead.
Aira, I mo hio ke tātou ki tēnei āhuatanga. Ka kore noa ai te reire e hoatu tēnei ke mu ki Aotearoa. Nā reira, ai, e hikama, kia matara tātai.
Ai, kia matara. As Beluga continues to work on the hill here for the Australians. He'll face Kumaroa, the catcher, McWilliams, the first baseman, and Allen, the right fielder. 1, 2, 3. James, when you lose the lead in a match, let alone a grand final, what must you do now for New Zealand?
That.
Hard hurt ball. Taking it defence, a bit of highway robbery at centre field from Faber. I come back to you though, James, and thank you for waiting for the pitch. But what does New Zealand have to do to answer right now?
Yeah, pretty much what they've been doing all weekend so far, and that is fight fire with fire, return serve, however you want to put it. When someone lays down the challenge, you get back up. And that's what Australia did last innings. Took 7 to the plate, 3 hits in a row. Want something similar from the Junior Black Sox right here.
Coleman Williams.
Arai, tautoko ana au e rā kōrero, James. I te mea ka pēnei ngā kēmu katoa ki te World Cup.
Drop ball down. I tell you what, Maluga, he's a fantastic pitcher. I've admired him this week. I really have, Campbell. But he almost looks unorthodox sometimes. Like, I'm not going to say goofy because that's not the description I want to use, but it's something that's uncanny about him. But boy, the kid's got heart, James.
Yeah, the big lefty, and there's another big lefty warming up in the bullpen as we speak. So they're 1-2 punch, both tall, skinny lefties. That's the Australian way, right? Adam Folkard. Sorry, Adam Folkard's the righty. Andrew Kirkpatrick.
Well, he's tall.
I don't know how I got those two mixed up.
A walk issued down at first base, but you do produce some pretty good ones. As you mentioned, Kirkpatrick, who I reckon should be knighted in your country. And of course, the young Beesgrove, if he keeps on playing the way he's playing on the international stage, overnight, 13 strikeouts and a home run, 2-run shot to boot for Australia to get their victory.
And a win against Canada this morning.
Yeah, but it's the one last night for me. For Australia to get started in the World Cup at the U23s, they had to beat Mexico because Mexico is a surging nation right now.
Aira, I te mea, I whakakahore rata I te ara o Amerika.
Hard hit ball. Oh, I tell you what, Parker, safe in first base, but Parker Cameron, if there was a picture in the dictionary, Campbell, of textbook, it'd be Parker Cameron.
Aira, pera wana pukenga ki tērā taitohito o te kapa o Aotearoa, pera kia Dion Nooks, miana ki tērā hunga.
I agree, Dion Nukunuku, one of the great second basemen for New Zealand. It's all about technique and preparation, and obviously Cameron Parker puts in the extras, James.
Yeah, good play. Solid defence, lead runner, 2 out.
We've seen him all week. Defensively look great, the Australian second baseman. Well, so has the designated player for New Zealand here, Makaita Kingi Hicks.
Aira, ko te akua nei. Ko te rautaki o tēnei kapo ahitereria.
Hard hit ball, in trouble, and it'll find a gap. They might send him here. In the corners and the key. You know, it's with the flinch, fair enough, fair enough. New Zealand got him cornered. I tell you what, I like what I see with these Aussies. Watch the shortstop here in this situation, James. Footwork's brilliant on that feed for Parker, wasn't it?
Avoid the contact. Look for the second out. They didn't get it in time, but how good has Kingi Hicks been? He's stood up every time against the Aussies. 2 hits and 3 walks coming into this game. Make it 2 hits today.
Aira, whai ana te tūtata rā o ahitereria I ngā tapuai. O te hunga pera I a Nick Shales ma. Koera ngā ingoa ka toko ake I te hine ngaro.
Simply outstanding. Makaita Hicks stays red hot for the Kiwis. This one gets away and a bit of tit for tat. New Zealand give a run on a pass ball. Australia says, hey, don't worry, we'll give you one back, James.
Yeah, you've got to be tidy behind the plate, and even if the pitch is loose, you kind of got to do whatever you can to knock it down, but sometimes just can't help it.
Hoi anō, kua ahua pai a walka ki Murira, mo te nuinga o te kēmu.
Hard hit ball. High, sun maybe. Oh! I told you, it comes out of the glove. You could tell the whole time there was no control underneath that ball at left field. New Zealand have taken the lead, 3 runs to 2.
Ai, me te ahua, Māori tai o te tamara, ki te whaitua, ki te takiraha Maui. Kāre I tino, o kāre te mea, kāre I whakau, engari koina te ahua.
Well, let's have a look here. That's Jake Hurst at left field. The ball went sky high. It went so high he had too much time to think about it. And in the end, he spilt it. Maybe a little bit of breeze at the end. Or too much time to think about it. Runner in scoring position for New Zealand, and they have the lead.
This one on the outside edge just misses. And there is breeze going right to left. So right field to left field. So coming towards Hurst at left field to give him a little bit of credit here. It's not easy sometimes when the wind kind of twirls a little bit.
He taku ki te atu, ke te tino rongo I te wairua pō kaikaha, wairua riri o te tamara. He mea nui kia whakawarea e rā wairua e tama, haere tonu.
Aye, that's right. Keep on going, young man. Keep your head up. He's a fantastic young athlete, Hurst. I've been impressed with him all week. I spoke to him the other day. He speaks very well as a young man. And if anyone knows that he'll be able to come back from a play like that, James knows for sure.
Yeah, these Aussie kids.
Slow roller, tough play. Turnbull's good though. And he'll take care of the business. But it's not before New Zealand get a gift on one to the fence. And I won't say a gift with the one to the outfield, but they do convert too. We have a lead change, ladies and gentlemen. It is Aotearoa All New Zealand leading 3 runs to 2. Oh, what a start to the grand final. New Zealand and Australia in the first innings get 2 runners on and are stranded. Then New Zealand, they capitalise in the bottom of the first with 1. Australia reply with a couple themselves. Then New Zealand, boy, straight back into it. Straight back into it. Simply outstanding. I don't know about you, James, but I didn't write the script. These kids are writing the script. Campbell, how do you see this one playing out?
Ka pērā tonu pea. Ko tā ngā kapa e rua e whai ngā mātāpono o ngā kaiako. Kia au tonu ki te kaupapa.
Simply outstanding. James, if you had written the script for this theatre that we're watching play out in front of us, what would the title be?
Oh, gosh. Question without notice. The title would have been Down But Not Out.
I like
it. This is becoming almost Australian-New Zealand softball tradition to tit for tat, to and fro, lead changes. Neither team showing to be down but not out.
Koia.
No give up. I don't call them the Aussie Steelers for nothing. The backbone. Full of pride, full of determination. Grafters sometimes they call Australians, don't they, James? I just say you're hard men. Built of steel and determination. Am I motivating you, James?
Oh, you know.
Let me tackle
Funny
him, he
coming
says.
from a Kiwi.
And the play over to first base. Lots of respect for our Australian friends, that's for sure. One away.
Wera tanga katoa ka toko aki ki te hina ngaro, ki te puna o whakaaro, ki ngā tāngata, ki te hunga pere ia Mike Tena, Jeff Goolagong.
Jeff was great.
Zenon Winters anō hoki. Bararello i ona rā I ahi te reiria.
Do you get $5 every time you say Zenon Winters? If you do, I'm staying with you later tonight. Congratulations if you're watching those great Australian legends that have played this fantastic game of Poyuka softball. Hello to you, and you've got a fantastic group of young men here in Palmerston. This one's up top.
I think it's the mutual respect between the two countries. It's first time you come up against the Kiwis, there's always that intimidation factor, but you know they're just another player at the end of the day. And once you get over that initial strike down the middle, once you get over that initial fear factor, I guess you could call it, then you want to lift yourself. You want to be there with the best in the world, and that's I think how Australian softball was built.
It sure is indeed. Built all over it. You're dead right, James. It couldn't have been. Your ticket to Kororo means you couldn't have said that any better, my friend. Tell you what also is pretty good, Campbell. Officially in, New Zealand Major Sox do get the victory over against South Africa and Colombia. 9 runs to 2.
I taku ki te atu, ahua. Rawe.
See a strikeout victim. Walker this time.
Ai taku ki te atu ahua wanga I te timatanga o te kemu U23 sa tā rātai chukinga ki a Afrika ki te tonga. Ka re timata pai hoi anō I whai hua iwa ki te rua ka mautewe he hikama.
Haka Cameron, simply brilliant in the field for Australia all weekend, let alone the grand final. And of course he sparked the offence back in the third innings, didn't he, James?
Yeah, got the ball rolling, single back up the middle.
Fouls back.
That was against George Smith, and Robinson is something else.
Saying, Māori saying, ko tēnei te wā, now is the time, and it feels like Robinson loves that proverb, and he pulls that one through to take care of business. The Kiwis feeling strong, the Aussies determined to come on back. Don't you go anywhere, come on back to Whakaata Māori. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Well, head coach for Australia, Steve McNax, is enough's enough, and Maluga got them through 3 innings, but escaped the jam a number of times. But he was pretty tough with what he had to face for New Zealand. They are going to make a pitching change. Coming in from the centre field, it'll be Jonathan Faber who will take on the pitching duties. Before we get to Jonathan's pitching stats in the match here, New Zealand leading 3 runs to 2. We've got one of the assistant coaches, Neil Del Piero, down sideline.
I'm here with Neil Del Piero, pitching coach of Australia. Neil, how are things going so far for Australia?
I think we've got a bit of a pitcher's duel on our hands here. We've got Jackson Maluga, our pitcher, throwing well. He started, and we've got Tyrone from New Zealand in there, and he's thrown a few strikeouts then. So it's a tight tussle. Should be good finish.
And as the pitching coach for Maluga, What do you want to see more from him for the rest of the game?
I think just, starting each at-bat with strikes, fairly early in the count and just mixing his speed, mixing his location, and if he keeps doing that, I think he'll be fine.
There you go. Well, if he just keeps getting ahead of the hitters with his strikes and mixing it up, Australia are going to have this New Zealand team. Thanks very much. All the best.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Hey, what? Neil Darapiro is a great mate of mine. He's also looks into the future because he must be talking about Maluga when he re-enters the game. New pitcher into the match. It is Jonathan Faber that will take over on the hill. And I tell you what, not a bad option to come into the game either, James.
Yeah, he's had 2 starts for the tournament for 5 innings of work, 2 hits against, and an ERA of 1.4.
With respect to my friend Del Pero, the assistant coach for Australia, Maluga, of course, is a starter. Campbell can re-enter the game, can't he?
Aira, tika tā chop. Pai no, rautaki pai pia tēnei te mea ko hoki rā tātai ki te timatanga o te pai patu. O te rārangi ingoa o ngā kai patu o Aotearoa.
Swing and a miss. Top of the order here. Landon Lane will be followed by Gurbies and Latu. James Maluga had faced 7 batters in the second innings, 6 batters in the third innings, and it felt like he got out of jail in both innings. Was it time to bring him out, or was this simply a premeditated move, third time through the order?
I think you've gone both there. 2 times through the order, so you don't want them to see you for a third time, but also probably had a 3 or a 4 run chain anyway, so they've got to 3 runs, and they actually did pretty well in the end. Maluga, quality opposition.
This one pops up. Faber is a very talented athlete, makes that in time.
Aira, ai pera tona hua ki tā cheese. Me ana pukenga ārai me ki. Bueno, kai ke mai ki te pai ko tēnei uri o ngā tika hungunu.
Top of the 4th innings, Nazi Kahududu's Jackson Gurbies will step in.
Couple of defensive changes as well. Hurst has come out of the game. Michael Finks has gone out to left field. And with the DP flex position changes, Maluga's come out of the game and in comes Lawson Muller.
Ai whea ko pai tēnei mō Hurst. I te mea ka pera hoki pia ki te whakataitai o te ao.
I agree here, Hoa. You'll come back stronger. Plus, also remember, just the same as Maluga here, Hurst, you may come out of the game, but you could come back and you could be the key person at the key moment. One clips the zone. The count 1-1 now. Faber, 2 lefty on lefty. One sails away. I know you brought up a sporting moment 2 nights ago about the underarm bowl incident. I remember the America's Cup when the yacht sunk off Fremantle or whatever. How the heck did that happen?
Well, they had to win the America's Cup before they could defend it.
Then someone got them the plug in, or what was going on that day? I tell you what, there is going on now, though. It's a hitter's count for Gurbies.
Wanga pai tēnei kia.
And third time aboard for Gurbies. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. New Zealand centre fielder locked in.
Kare tino whakae, kare tino whakae a Faber. Ko tāna ka he poi tika ki tērā.
Talking about locked in, Rico Ratu's felt this way since day one, James.
Yeah. He's actually shown some good patience in the box before his aggression. Going deep in the count, he's, like I said earlier, 3 walks against the Australians so far in this tournament, but just watch him unload when he gets his pitch.
Kachuku pea kumeroi a Gurbies.
Off and running on the pitch. Oh, Gurbies was there yesterday.
he mea I riro ia hui tērā ia, ahi mai tērā ia mama, ia pāparane tana tere oma.
He's trying to ask, does he get the speech from his father or his mother, James? You know the answer, don't answer.
I do know
just
the
talk
answer.
Through the
I will
replay.
not answer, but you can see Faber just there, frustrated with that pitch that looked like it was down the middle. And since then, he's thrown 2 bad pitches to Ratu. One of them allows Gerbies to get to 2.
Composure. Tough.
Important timeout.
It is very important time. Tough remembering that these kids are 16, or should I say most of the Aussies are 17 here this week. However, that's still a young age, isn't it?
Koera hoki te tai o ngā mea hira o te kai hopu.
Sets back now. Here comes Faber. Oh. And Ratu just off that one on the outer edge.
Ai whakaro nui ana ki ngā kai hopu o te ao. Ka tū I etahi wā, hey psychologist, our catchers, often psychologists for our pitchers.
And there's a great pitch from the Australian hurler.
Yeah, pulled the chain on that one, and just something different to Ratu because he's already got a hit in this game, has got 4 strikeouts in this tournament against the Aussies.
Swing hard. And he swings hard on this one, going back. The bat flick hasn't landed. Neither has the ball. It's a 2-run shot for Aotearoa.
Kei te uri o ngā timani a poto raukawa. Anei te karanga hika. Ei, au, ha!
Well, I tell you, the kid from Christchurch knows how to celebrate because he's got the goods, simply the goods. Again, performs on the biggest stage.
Long ball, high ball, and we were talking that up. It was almost like we knew it was going to happen as he turned first. And the bat flip, as you mentioned, Chopper, hadn't landed. You'll see it on the replay here. Exchange of words with the first base player, Flynn Edards. And then the emotion from the Kiwis at the plate when Ratu touched home. Scoring 2, extending the lead out to 3. Bit of feeling.
5 runs to 3 now. The Kiwis in lead. We saw yesterday's match when Australia jumped out to the early lead. 4 runs they were up for the Kiwis. Showed the power of what they can do in the batter's box. Campbell, you've got to be impressed with this Kiwi hitting lineup.
Aira, me mihi katika kia Rico. Ko ia tērā, kua whakatū pia I tana ringa ki roto I enei āhuatanga katoa.
We just might hold on here. The home plate umpire is having a word. And he's finished having a word to the New Zealand coach. And I think it's probably the bat flip. However, welcome to the year 2026, gentlemen. There's nothing wrong with kids bat flicking it these days. We're not old school. Back to the action. New Zealand lead by 3 here in the 4th.
Ai mea ana koe chop ko te taha ki te bat flip. Kare au I te whakai. Kare au I te whakai ki te rā huatanga.
No.
Koe nā taku reanga. Kare tino whakai ki e rā momo au huatanga.
Yeah, I agree. It's completely fine. We come from a different era, all 3 of us, and if you bat flick that high when we were coming through the system, James, you'd be more black and blue than trying to tackle Makaiti Hicks on the footy field at the next pitch, that's for sure.
You don't want to be the next batter up after a massive bat flip like that.
But however, it's a different generation these days, and it's part of the game, it's part of the excitement. The pitcher can roar with victory when they throw a big strikeout. The infielder can jump for joy when they make a fantastic sliding play. It's part of the game these days, and nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Great to see, if you ask me. Kumaroa pulls this one down the line.
Yeah, great theatre in this game. It is a sport after all, and it's entertainment for the families and the people that come out to watch. And it makes my ribs tickle every time. It was 2013. South Australia hadn't won a game in a decade, and we had a Canadian player, Ryan Volk, hit one over the fence against WA, and I got one in the ribs the very next pitch. And the catcher, the funniest part about that, the catcher was up before the pitch had hit me to say, You can thank the previous batter for that. Andrew Havercroft, famous name in New Zealand, of course, who knows Brad Rona very well.
He was the train conductor, but he was standing on the tracks, unfortunately, wasn't he, Gamble?
Aira, chop.
This one up top, of course, talking about the 2013 World Cup, where New Zealand won the World Cup in a pool match earlier against Australia. Brad Rona run over the Australian catcher. Boy, I tell you what, this one's hard hit. This one's got a chance. Close. It'll come in with the breeze in the end by the right fielder, Townsend, and a little bit of an exhale for the Australian side.
Tera pia he kaha ake te hau ki wahora. Ka re tino rongo ana ki roto nei ki te whare. Ngari ko ahua wanga te toko rua i nā nei no te kapo ahi te reiria.
Cole McWilliam is now officially 5 hits to 3 here. 5 runs to 2. New Zealand in favour of both of them.
This New Zealand line doesn't stop, doesn't it? McWilliams there. Massive swing.
Ai ko rongo whānui. Ko rongo whānui te ingoa o tēnei tama o te taha ki te omanga kāinga. Home runs I ngā tautata nei.
One thing Faber will learn, waving your arms at the umpires only going to do one thing.
Aira.
Give you tired arms. This one's up top. I tell you what I've really enjoyed, and I don't want to talk too much about the other Australian players anymore, but Jack Beesgrove has matured immensely.
Aira.
And the way he conducts himself on the mound, whether he's successful or not, there's a hard hit ball, Turnbull will take that with ease, and as I go, Jack Beesgrove is a gentleman, whether he's successful or not, doesn't change his demeanour, takes it, accepts it, doesn't do anything else. I'd say thank you for allowing me to play this great game. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We're through into the top of the 5th innings. New Zealand's leading 5 runs to 2. Thank you, Rikoratu. Wow, wow, this game has been going back and forth like a heavyweight fighting match. New Zealand score 1 in the second, Australia 2 in the third, and then they've doubled each time, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Rico Raja, a 2-run shot. Campbell, how important is it New Zealand putting their foot on the accelerator at the moment?
He mea nui tērā, he mea nui tērā. Mea nui ake pia kia whai ngā putanga I nāne, kia kore e whakahoki pia, kia kore urupare a hitereiria. Kia noho pēnei ngā piro me ki.
Well, Australia's going to answer right back here, and they're at the best part of the order. Ethan Scott will lead off by Flynn Eddards hitting 2. Then Ezekiel Turnbull 1, 2 and 3 here for the Aussies as they try to edge their way back in this ebb and flow. Well, somebody who knows about ebb and flow, the assistant coach for New Zealand, Isaac Fletcher, is down ringside.
Here with Isaac Fletcher, the pitching coach for the New Zealand team. Isaac, your thoughts on how the Black Sox are going so far?
Yeah, the boys are going good. It's always the same. You know, we just keep telling them the same repeated message. And it's just staying in the grind. And with our pitches, we wanted to keep it simple just for this campaign. And it was basically, we just want good heights on the pitches. We want good spots inside and outside. Keep the ball nice and low, and when we have to, we throw it up. around their hands. So with how our 4 pitches have gone so far this week, I'm very, very pleased. Yeah.
Good. And what do you think you're going to need to do and focus on just to finish this game out?
Basically, with defensively, just keep pitching how we are. You know, we want to pitch to our field. As I said there numerous times to the boys, we don't need 21 strikeouts. We just need ground balls, pop-ups, and if we get a strikeout, that's a bonus for us. So the main goal moving forward is just keep the ball low, you know, inside, outside, up and down, all that sort of stuff. And then hitting-wise, just stay locked in, really, you know.
Stay locked in.
Quality at bats, that's all we're about, yeah.
Well, there you go. You heard it here. Quality at bat. Stay locked in. And New Zealand hopefully will take away this game.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's definitely.
That's the goal, Campbell. Stay locked in. Quality at bats. Maybe also some quality rise balls out of the right hand of Tyrone Robinson. Starts off the innings with a strikeout of Scott. Eddards now with a good battle. 1-1 the count on him.
Ai, I kōrero, ko kōrero tia maua ko Fletch. Me kira te kai ako tuarua o te kapo Aotearoa. Me kira kua huri te tai mai te rātau. E hinga katoa ngā kēmu e rima ki tēnei kapo a Hitereiria. Nā reira kua hikaka, kua pai te waiaro. O te kapa nei.
And a big swing from Eddards, one of the top hitters. James, a little birdie tells me you're a great hitter in your time. And Isaac Fletcher, when he used to swing, the assistant coach for New Zealand, he would almost come out of his cleats. He swung that hard.
Yeah, famous for that home run for the Black Sox. And I just got lucky sometimes.
Oh, he's modest, Campbell, isn't he? I wanted to challenge him to a home run derby, and I was like, I don't have enough cash in my wallet.
Just give me that chance. Tyrone Robinson, 5 strikeouts from the 8 batters he's faced so far.
Yeah, you highlighted that at the top. Strikeout king, and that one just misses. But you can see there, Robinson, he may have leaned forward a little bit, but there's no seagulls coming from his arms when he doesn't get a pitch he wants.
He mea nui moe nei kai epa ko Robinson ko Faber. Kia kau e tohe atu ki te kai wawao, haere tonu, kau e tonu i o mahi.
Exactly, back to work, double play ball, tough play, backhand, spikes it. McWilliams is there though, the Kiwis. Boy, oh boy, that play looked easy, but then became hard, and then it was just something special.
Ai rā, tērā hono ngā whakapapa nei, kia Ngāti Toa, Ngāti Kuia, kia Mania Poto, e hika mā, e mihia.
Cole McWilliams with a great pickup, but how hard was that to watch as he attacked the ball, Landon Lane, then took it backhand off a half hopper, threw it on the run. Almost deliberately trying to throw it into the ground.
Making sure he doesn't overthrow it with the speed of Eddards out there. Maybe he goes coast to coast or all the way home on that play if it's an errant throw. This one lifts up, Townsend. Had an earlier at bat where he looked like to me he was locked in. Strikeout victim in the first, walk in the third.
Ai mue tera ara haumaru ki te pai tuatahi. Yahu araru ia. Rāwe. Kāri whakaitia e te kai wawao.
Oh. And Australia, that is great base running. Something New Zealand will take a learning from right there. Firstly, never turn around and talk to the umpire about his calls. That's the first thing. Second, stay in the game.
Ko ia pia tētahi o ngā take ko Eddards tētahi kai arahi o tēnei tīma.
Yeah, they've got to find a way, don't they? Adding that offensive pressure by taking those bases is the way they've got to get it done, because Robinson's been pretty much lights out except for his 2 walks.
60 feet away, Australia. And there's another strikeout victim. Brian Robinson, 6 on the day, as he will snuff out the threat from the Aussies in the top of the 5th innings. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Whakaata Māori's got the rest of the grand final when we come back.
That is tough. Kei aku nui, kei aku rahi, anei rā, a Haka feels.
Ours just make sure that everyone knows who we are.
Te whāinga matua, kia rangatira te tū, kia waganui te tū.
Hear my brother say, stop.
I want to win. I want to win. Let's go! Anei a Haka feels, te mihi atu nei. That is tough. Kei aku nui, kei aku rahi, anei rā, a Haka feels.
Ours just make sure that everyone knows who we are.
Te whāinga matua, kia rangatira te tū, kia waganui te tū.
Hear my brother say, stop.
I want to win. I want to win. Let's go! Anei a
Grand final time as we're halfway through this one. New Zealand in the bottom of the 5th innings, they lead by 3 runs, and of course they'll be looking to add to that if they can.
Yeah, Australia's got to stop the bleeding. New Zealand has scored in 3 of the 4 innings so far in this game, and against Australia they've scored in 12 of the 17 innings that they've played so far this weekend.
Aira, karangahia tēnei uri o ngā puhi.
And it's not because Australia's bad at fielding, because they've been exceptional. We've had a couple of balls in the outfield, just 2 out of all the games we've seen misplayed from Australia. However, they've buttoned down the hatches, haven't they? Their pitching is good. If you ask me, New Zealand, just maybe a little edge when it comes to the batter's box, Campbell.
Koia, ka whakarohia I ki te hunga pera I a Rico. Kaha tutu I te puehu.
Boston Allen for New Zealand. Swings over the top of that drop ball. Jonathan Faber looks better coming out of the dugout this time, James. 2 and 2 to go.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need that break between innings, don't you, just to settle down a little bit. But they do have Jack Etherton in the bullpen warming up. I probably suggest that if Faber goes through 4 or 5 batters this inning, that we might see a new pitcher. Don't want them to go through the order again.
Off the end of the bat. Tough play in the hole. No way. And it is no way indeed. A bang play at first base. And for all fairness, for the shortstop Ethan Scott, that is deep, and I mean deep undercover in the 5-6 hole.
Te rawe hoki o te tere o te oma o Boston. Te rauri o ngā puhi nui tonu. Te rapea, ko ngā puhi tere tonu I tēnei rā.
I think there's only 2 people in the world who make that play so far in the 5-6 hole. It's Derek Jeter, who's retired now, and I'd say Cole Evans. Only of those 2, I think, get that play done. So tough play for Ethan Scott. Infield single for the Kiwis. Kingy Hicks now. He hasn't done much today apart from just hit the ball all over the place.
E tika ana. Karangahia tēnei uri o Tainui Waka. Rā o ngā puhi anō hoki. Mā hoki o ngā puhi ke roto nei.
Bottom of the 5th innings. Off and running, an uncontested bag taken by the Kiwis. And the bench from Australia stone dead quiet.
Ai, e te toe hoki o tā Walker ki tana pai. E hika mai, e hoa mai, awhina mai, tautoko mai, kei whea te karanga.
James, it feels a little bit. I mean, it's only three runs the difference here. Often running on a pass ball, and it's a walk as well. Wanted nothing to do with Kingy here. It's a 4-ball walk, and Turnbull's upset at third base.
Yeah, not good signs from the Aussies, and Coach Kumaroa probably shouldn't be the one going over the line.
Ai rai, tautoko ana i au kōrero e James. Wai homanga kai wawao tērā huatanga e whakatau.
Going to try and bring the referee, the umpire in for you. Just got his mic reconnected, so we'll see if we can get some intel. But there's passion out there, isn't there?
Yeah, from both teams. We saw the players from New Zealand come to the dugout.
Oh, I tell you what.
We are. No, back in the dugout.
Both coaches are hot. New Zealand and Australia. Composure needed from the athletes at this point to produce something special. I tell you what, I don't want to call it Campbell. Australia don't eliminate some runs in this innings. I can feel New Zealand run rolling this game.
Kia ora, tautoko ana, whakaikatoa ana au.
Pitches down low, Hunter Bailey.
E te mea no hoki kei ngā ringa o tēnei kaipatu o Hunter Bailey. Te whakauti pia ki tērā whakatau au chopa.
Now the blood has, temperatures come down a little bit in JK's system. He's like, okay, that's right, with Maikaire Hicks are at first base, and in this situation, the game will bring out a pinch runner. First, I think he wanted to go over there and pitch the Australian head. Coach. Now he's like, that's right, softball. I tell you what, though, James, these what these matches are about, aren't they? You know, you're putting your best foot forward. They're both through to the World Cup. Of course, the winner of this becomes the champion here this weekend. You go into the World Cup with the #1 billing from Oceania. But any time these two countries play each other, it's pride on the line, isn't it?
Yeah, the blood boils, and we were just talking about a couple of pitches earlier that not good signs from the Aussies, that there was no one calling the stolen base. The catcher was looking over and giving them a spray. You wait for the dugout to do that, and then there's this tag at third.
That's why I think Macnac and Turnbull were upset. It's more frustration than anything New Zealand's done.
Yeah, and we've also seen Maluga go to the bullpen as well, so the starting pitch is even warming up now. So
told you, Del Pero.
Yep.
He's just looking into the future when he had his interview, talking about what he'll do for the rest of this game. And this one's to the screen, and unfortunately for Australia, gifting another run to New Zealand. And head coach Macnac now contemplating how to fix the problem.
Something's got to change offensively and defensively for Australia. No outs, a run, runner in scoring position.
1 and 2 the count here. Bailey's been on twice today, a walk and an error on the left fielder. 2 RBIs, 3 now in the match.
Rawenga karu o Bailey. Te titiro atu ki tērā epa. E harurua nei te whenua.
6 runs to 2. Kiwis leading. Riseball gets away. The stitching is coming unsold.
Yeah, it's hard, to call it down the middle as a commentator as it is, but to see this unravel for the Aussies, you just want something to click into place for them.
Well, the thing which I think they're all missing right now. The umpire now mic'd up. I want to thank our official WBSC umpires here this week on the tutelage of Trevor Murphy, allowing us access to mic them up for your viewing pleasure. Really is a treat. Thank you to our WBSC umpires.
Ko te ahua nei ke te rongo ngā kaia ko Ahitereiria I te wairua te kemi nei. Ko whai ara haumaru anō hoki a Hunter Bailey. Uri o ngā puhi.
And I think that'll be the day for Faber. And it looks like we'll bring the starter out. We won't go away because he doesn't get many warm-up pitches. I always forget that one, James. You know why? I was never a pitcher. But we are going to have a pitching change here. It'll be Beluga that'll come back into the ball game. Faber will come out. James, I wanted to get back to Ed Campbell. I wanted to get back to, I think the thing that Australia is missing right now, it's only 4 runs.
Ai, tika, kare roa, kare tarātau. Me hoki rā tarātau ki tarātau aro ki te kemi.
It may feel like it's more runs, but it's not. It's only 4 runs. I'll give you an example. Canada, New Zealand, World Cup final 2004. Canada get out to a lead of 5 runs. New Zealand come back and win that game. Flip the coin, I think 2017, and the Black Sox get out to 5 runs. Canada to come back and win that game. You never give up, and you just stay composed and stay to the course and believe in each other, and you never know, right, James?
You're picked in this team for a reason, and that is because you've got the runs on the board. Loved your analogy earlier in the day. You put the coin in every time you're training, and you make the withdrawal in the big games. I'm going to take that home with me, Chopper. That's beautiful. I love it. And these guys here, like I said just a minute ago, they need something to click. It is only 4. It can be done with 1 swing of the bat. They've just got to get past this guy, Robinson. ERA 0.6 for the tournament. 6 strikeouts from 3 innings of work today.
You never know. Put your best foot to it. Thomas Wildmore now will step in. Their runners in the corners.
Ka aro ki te hunga pera I a Turnbull, I a Erard. Maraua, marātau. Te hunga kai arahi o tēnei kapa o Ahitereiria e arahi. Kia tau atu rā ki te takiwa o Angitu.
So Beluga re-enters the ball game through the first 3 innings. And New Zealand tries to squeeze play, and it'll pay the effects of aggression. It's a double play for Australia.
Both runners were way off the base there. I thought the play might have been at first, and then as I looked up as the throw comes over to 3, double play is turned.
With 2 down.
Time called here. The umpire just asked a question. Umpire's happy, and yes, of course, in the see of the replay there, the execution is the correct way in that squeeze play attempt, but it has to be on the deck, doesn't it, Campbell?
Ai rā, tika chop. Ko tā te kaipatu.
Pick off. Back safe.
Ko tā te kaipatu he ngana. Kia taka te pōro ki te papa. Kia kaua rawa e rere ki te rangi. I te mea, ko kite I te hua. I te kore hua pia.
Straight back to Beluga. Oi, let me just take care of this one. Marcel. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That'll do us through the top of the 5th innings. It's not before New Zealand pad their lead with Hunter in the batter's box, but a double play and a sharp glove work from the steel man. Beluga gets Aussie out of trouble. Top of the 6 coming up next, and more of the grand final.
Tēnā rā tātou e te iwi, nei mai hoki mai ki tēnei pāpā hotanga atu, a whakaata Māori atu I konei te papai oi a Manawatū. E mihi ana ki te mana whenua ki arangi tāne, Aotirā, ki e nei taitama, e tutu ana I te puehu. Tai hoa ke rā tātou, ka kite, ko waika hua, ko waika tohu. ko wai ka whiki ake ki te tihi o angi tū. Māori tū, Māori ora kia tātou katoa.
Tēnā koutou katoa, no more hoka mai. Welcome back into Papaia here. And welcome back to Whakaata Māori. Great to have you along here this afternoon. Big match-up, grand final. All the cookies in the cookie jar here for the under-18 men's Oceania World Cup qualifier. New Zealand taking on Australia, and it's New Zealand with a 4-run margin here as we move to the latter 2 innings of this match. James, we talked a little bit before the break. As Australia come to bat here, they'll send up Faber, who stays in the game, and of course a replacement for Hurst that was Finks, batting in the second for getting to Etherton. What does Aussie need to do now offensively, Bud?
We've done all the analogies all week. It's one base at a time now for the Aussies. They just need to get that runner on, and who better than the leadoff?
This one fouls back. Well, Robertson has been wicked. 3 innings of work, no hits, no runs, 2 walks only, the only blemish, 6 strikeouts from the power right-hander from Te Awa Kairangi, New Zealand.
He mea nui tērā tinihanga, tana epa tinihanga, pai pū ki tana kete.
I'll check that swing. No, he didn't.
Aira.
See what the super slow-mo says. No, just joking. The umpire would have got these Grimes down at first base. He's not only got the best beard out of all the umpires, but he's also got a good eye. Hard hit ball, this is trouble. And the outfielders converge for Allen to make the catch. The first out here in the innings. Boy, off the bat, Campbell, that looks like trouble, but we'll keep on forgetting that wind is coming in from the right corner, isn't it?
Aira, koina te tūranga ua rawa, ki tēnei tākaro o te pōiuka. Hardest position to defend right field.
Michael Finks now getting his first at-bat in the contest.
Yeah, it's also uphill out to that right side as well, so you've got to hit it a little bit harder and further. Finks 444 for the tournament.
Yeah, unlucky not to make the starting lineup here in the grand final. Oh, that one pumps right down Main Street.
Ko tino ki te tērā huatanga I roto I tēnei Kim. Kāre, kaha whakaana e nei kaipatu o te kapa nei o ai te reiri. Don't really agree with the strike zone, these hitters from Australia.
And they stand pretty close to that inside line as well, so they don't like anything close and in.
Young pitcher from Hart Valley, New Zealand, Robinson. Leans back, thinks waiting. Wow. Rico Ratu takes that ball, lets it go foul, then still throws him out of first base.
Well, I was going to say the confidence of this New Zealand team at the moment, instead of letting it go foul, he wanted the out.
I know.
Thinks though. Knows he needs to get on board here. His team are at the fence, hoping for something. Change of pace. They'll check it this time, and he is gone. Oi! Maybe not. Oi! Maybe there's a super slow-mo this time.
I tell
you what, Mr. Grimes is more Buster Rhymes at the moment down there. Oi. Full count now, 3-2. Oh, hefty, hard, and efficient. Robinson bangs it again.
Strikes out number 67, Jake Hurst.
This kid is not mucking around, Campbell, is he?
Kaore, chop. We are not.
Replacement player, Lawson Mueller. Backed off the plate, first pitch.
Muller, 231 for the tournament. Another one of these impact players coming off the bench.
Ki te ana tātou i te kapawahi te reiria, ko heke i te pai, ko tū katoa rātou.
This one skids away.
I can't speak highly enough of Tyrone Robinson. He has got better and better as the tournament's gone on. He was great in the first game. He was great in the second game. He's been unbelievable in this final.
Aira, atu i te kaipati tuatahi, passport, mai ko, ai, ko angi tū rawa.
Praise what we saw last night's match. We saw last night's match was wicked. What about this play by the third baseman? If we get to it here, takes this in foul territory. Look at it. And still throws him out at first base. As we come back to the live action, Robinson throws a change-up. Gets Mueller on the front foot. So now levels the count 2-2.
E hea ngā peita o ngā taiohi o Nainei. What about the eye black chopper these days?
Well, there's bat flicks, there's all the jewellery under there. Some, you know, all those batting gloves are pretty as heck. But yeah, you're right. Let's paint the face. Ultimate Warrior styles.
Like Jerome.
There's that ball. The wind will grab it. Will they get there? No, it comes off the glove. Tough play, but just what the doctor ordered for Australia. And Mueller around the second base.
Te aga nei kua uri hoki mai a Caden Kodai, te Kemu.
Yes, out of left field.
Hunter Bailey.
Yeah, they made a couple of changes, have they? Apologies. It's Bronson Harper out at right field now. Caden Kodai has come in to left field. So defensively, a couple of changes for the Kiwis.
Ko hiki te ngā o te kapawahi te reiria.
Australia looking to find a way. Oh, he's out. Nice play by the catcher, Kumaro, to get into the field of play to receive that ball. Boy, oh boy, that's bang first base, top shelf. The defence for New Zealand has not stopped being good, Campbell.
Ai, kare ko atu, kare ko mai, ki te taha arai o te kapawa o te aroa. Tai hoa ke tātou te whānau. Tai anō te huripao, tai me te hāpe huripao ke whakakapi tēnei Kemu.
Indeed, New Zealand lead by 4 as we go into the bottom of the 6th.
Get the MāORI Plus app. Download now on Google Play or the App Store with exclusive viewings and 100% ad-free.
Quite like top tier.
Watch us anywhere, anytime. Make MāORI Plus your mate and stream now.
Bottom of the 6th innings, New Zealand can flex their muscle here. They lead by 4 runs. If they can ride the ebb and flow, put the big part of the bat on the big part of the ball, I feel like New Zealand can sail ship right here, Campbell.
Ai rā, Chop. Ko tā rātou e ngana ki te whaianō i ngā piro e toru. Kia oti tēnei Kemu, kia whakaoti tēnei Kemu. Reira, ka hungunu, hau kawa mani a poto. Kei a kōrua e ta mama, kei a kōrua.
And New Zealand's going to send the centre fielder Jackson Gerbies to lead off here. They've got Ratu and Kumaro. First pitch swinging. And he'll take the out of first base.
Lovely little shuffle pass there to first base for the first out.
Rico Ratu, he has been a thorn on the side for every team here this week. 2 from 3 today. Of course, the 2 run shot in the fourth innings, a big strike from the third baseman from New Zealand.
Kua whā katoa na o mga kāinga I tēnei tōna mana.
Maluga, and back in, re-entered into the ball game last innings. Now with a fresh, I should say, clean slate to start with. When a pitcher throws 133 pitches on one day, I know he had a day's rest. Does it leave any fatigue after that, James?
No, these pitchers will easily throw a game a day. It's the conditioning. And, you know, the world's best will consistently do it. We've seen Jack Besgrove at the under-23. He's thrown 2 games in 2 days. I wouldn't mind betting that Maluga could do the same.
Just outside.
Kei te ahua raru ia, kore whai tērā pauaka, whai poitika, kua ahua raru, te ahua nei.
And he's been quite efficient since re-entering the game. As he throws a walk, but his first couple of batters that he faced, he's picked up 4 outs in about 5 pitches. A little loose here with this base on balls, but against Riku Ratu, who wants to throw it anywhere near the strike zone?
You couldn't have set yourself up for that bus driving over you there anymore. James Harris joining us in commentary all the way from Australia. It's been such a privilege to have him here this week. He's entertained us. He's educated us. The only thing he's got to learn is try keep up with Chopper when we get back in the evenings. We'll find out tonight what happens.
No.
That's your last 101 of commentary. Chopper will pass on before you leave tomorrow. It's been a pleasure having you here, my friend, and I want to say that in all sincerity. It's great that you answered the call to come over here on this ANZAC tradition, having Australia's best soccer commentator joining Beyond the Dugout.
Thanks, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure and a privilege. We've spoken about it for the better part of a decade, and it is awesome to be here.
Kumaroa sees one bounce to the backstop, so Ratu will advance into scoring position.
Me tau te mauri o te kaiepa, Maluga. Whai tētahi putanga anō.
Hard hit ball. Station to station here. New Zealand don't need a push. Allow the game to come to them, because just like that in a blink of an eye, Campbell, the mercy run batter comes to the plate in Colquhoun Williams.
Aera. Ko ia hoki pia te tangata. Pai. Ka te tuki I tēnei wahanga o te kēmu.
We talk about trying to find a way, and really, James, New Zealand hasn't let Australia find a way in this grand final, have they?
No, not yet. And I gave a stat before they scored in 12 of the 17 innings they played against Australia, make that 13 out of 18 from last inning, and likely here they have found the formula to beat Australia.
You know what that formula is? Pick 16-year-olds.
Yeah, well, they'll be able to take a settled team into the Worlds next year, whereas Australia, I think, lose 10 players that age out from this squad.
E mea ana koe, James.
This one down low. Cole McWilliams grounded out to second and third base in the first and fourth innings. A walk in the third innings. Looking to get on the good old-fashioned way here.
Tino rata Cole McWilliams ki ngā epa o ringa, ngā rise balls, ngā reira. Ka ringa mea pēra.
Maluga's a great pitcher, Campbell. He really is. I've been impressed with him. He's got the goods.
Aira. Tautana Māori. Tinga rai pā tēnei tama ki ngā mahi epa.
This one's lifted in the infield though. Parker's underneath it, so you can consider that out before it gets to his glove. Well, entered into the ball game defensively is the right footer Bronson Harper out of Christchurch. He's going to get his first look in the grand final and maybe a chance to walk it off.
Nea nui mo tēnei kapawahi te reiria kia haere tonu ki ngā mahi. Kia whakatena tēnā, kia whakaakia no hoki i tā rātou kaiepa, tā rātou tīma. Ka reo no kia rongo i te wahine nunui e waiata ana.
Harper waiting for Maluga. There's Ratu waiting at third base. Shows bunt. Real skillful as Harper to make contact with the ball. But don't be mistaken, he's got some power and pop in that bat as well. There's one of those swings. Told he loves the game, wants to train every single day. To the back, Ratu will come in for New Zealand. Oh, two now. Just a bit cheeky, and New Zealand didn't need to do that either. But they will pick up one, which means we will go to the 7th innings. It'll be a chance for Tyrone Robinson to shut the door for a great victory for New Zealand here at the qualifier. We'll find out when we come back. New Zealand lead 7 runs to 2. It's been a battle here in Papua Palmerston North. These two sides have battled each other from day one. A mighty ANZAC Test, New Zealand running victorious in that one, 6 runs to 4. That really doesn't tell the tale of that game. Emotion-filled match-up between these two great nations on ANZAC evening. New Zealand, though, they have been the difference maker this week. When they've got opportunity, they've pushed the opportunity, whether it be base running, batting, and definitely from the hill. Firmly in control in game 2, firmly control here in the grand final. They lead by 5. Australia down to the last 3 outs, and can only be said, Campbell, an amazing performance by Jason Kumaroa's young men.
Koia. Me mehi ka tika ia ko matua o tika po Aotearoa, kia Jason Kumaroa. Me ngā rautaki kua utaina, ki runga i tēnei tīma, ki runga ki tōna tīma.
Of course, James, as the ever optimist I am, you never give up in any situation, and if Australia can string together a couple of base runners on and maybe one hit, then I reckon they got a chance. But they will need to do that first, my friend.
Oh, down to their last 3 outs. It's a long bow to draw chopper. New Zealand have been exceptional. 16 contributors, none less than this man on the mound, Tyrone Robinson. But, you know, Australia won't stop fighting till their last out. And just more on Robinson, 12 innings of work against Australia. All his innings this weekend have been against Australia. 23 strikeouts, 1 run against. He's just been outstanding. He has stopped Australia in their tracks.
I know they're officially giving an MVP in the tournament. I am going to come to you for one at some stage. Boys, each of you to give me one of who you are. Boy, oh boy, Tyrone Robinson. He must have his hand written so far.
I've got two for you already, mate.
Yeah, you can tell us at the end of the game, but fantastic indeed. And you see Robinson again punches another batter. 7 on the day, Tyrone Robinson. To say he's been good would be an understatement of the year for sure. Top of the order now.
That's actually number 8.
Aira.
Strike one.
E mihi ki tā Tyrone kahau ki te kaupapa nei. Ngā mahi o te kai epa. Ai he mea heki mana tēnei. Whana mahi tēnei rā i a rātau e whakariterete ana i a rātau anō. Mo te whakataitai o te ao.
Robinson leans back. Scott, for me, he outside of Turnbull, he's been the pick of the bunch this week. Love the way he leads off for this national team.
Aira. Tino kite i te Manawatū hau. Te wairua riri hau. Oia nō rā. Wa whaiputanga anō tēnei kapa o Aotearoa. Arā, wa tai tātou ki te putanga whakamutunga o te kēmu. Hui katoa tēnei kapa o Aotearoa ki te taiapa, ki te kēti. E rongo ana, katoa ana rātau i te... Rongo katoa ana rātau i te wairua o Angitu.
Simply outstanding, the Kiwis this week. Eddards has been great for Australia, but Robinson and these New Zealanders have laid it on the line. We've seen 3 very passionate Hakas against Australia and 3 stare downs. New Zealand at the fence, anticipating the biggest of decisions. And Eddards down to first base.
Takes the hit, heads down to first base.
Consolation for Australia getting a base runner late in the game. Just a little bit more on Robinson. He's given up 1 earned run for the tournament. That was in his first inning of work. So he has gone 11. This will be his 12th shutout inning in a row against the Aussies.
Let's go back to that. He inherited a bases loaded situation when he gave up that run, mate. So
infield single and then a back-to-back single.
The other runs I think belong to someone else, but you know, the pressure was on. He had no time there. Since he's come in with a clean slate, unreal as the right-hander from New Zealand. This one the laces off. Well, we mentioned the other best hitter in this team as being Turnbull, Scott and Turnbull. I do like Eddards as well. They just needed another 7 or 8 of those type of batters here. Type thing. I hope for Australia's sake that Scott, Eddards and Turnbull are in the team next year. They don't age out. And there you go, there's Turnbull. He continues to be strong, doesn't he?
Koera te hua o ngā momo pērā ia Turnbull.
2 down, runners at 1 and 2.
Kua raru tēnei kai patu, ko eke mai nei ki te patu. Ko Townsend.
Flynn Townsend today. Bit of tough work, to be fair. 2 strikeouts and a walk for his tally. And looking at the chest of Robinson, he's ready to finish it right now. 111 years, New Zealand and Australia. Stepped off that ship to the Gallipoli Beach Peninsula and went to war together. Today, 111 years later, the Oceania title is on the line. New Zealand looking for the big one. And Robinson gets it done. Strikes out the last batter for New Zealand. 10 on the day for the MVP. Unreal, boys. New Zealand are your champions for 2026.
Ai rā, ka mutu pēa e tama. Me tō kahau ki te kaupapa o te rā nei. Tō urupu, tō Manawatū, tō riri hau I roto I ngā mahi katoa. E mihi ana, e mihi ana.
Oh, and an outstanding matchup. 7 runs to 2. Your final score here for New Zealand over Australia in the grand final. New Zealand go through undefeated, but a grand final performance from New Zealand. Arguably, you've got to say, James, deserved victors.
We've just watched an absolute clinic from Tyrone Robinson and his 15 other teammates. They just we weren't able to stop them from scoring, the Aussies. They just went about it clinically, inning after inning, creating opportunities, building that, runs every inning or majority of innings, and then just that off the back of their pitching staff to shut them down.
I'm going to come back to you, both of you boys, for an MVP. Well, the game kicked off early. New Zealand get the first run of the ball game. It was a hit pitch by Gerbies that allows a runner to come in, actually, in the game. That was Colquhoun Park for New Zealand. And then in the second innings, both teams, Australia first, they clipped in 2 runs from some really good batting before they made a pitching change to go to Robinson. New Zealand, though, they replied, as you rightly put, James, 2 runs in the third, 2 runs in the fourth, 1 each in the 5th and 6th innings. New Zealand scored 5 of the 6 innings here this evening. Campbell, a complete performance from the Kiwis on the back of 10 strikeouts from Tyrone Robinson.
Ai rā, me mehi ka tika ki te kapa o ao te aroa. I te mea no hoki, kua pēra mo te weekend e katoa. Nā reira, ka me tika kia mehia, nā kaiako o te kapa o Aotearoa.
Simply outstanding. James, I want to come to you for your MVP, but who do you go to?
There's 2. Rieko Ratu was amazing with the bat all week, and in this grand final, no exception. One of the first nails in the coffin was that 2-run home run in the 4th. And I'm normally a little less biased towards pitchers because it's a pitcher's game, right, where they get all the glory most of the time, coming from a catcher myself. But it was lights out from Tyrone Robinson. I think he takes it for mine. His last 12 innings against Australia were shutout innings. He gave up 1 earned run against him. Unbelievable, 10 strikeouts in a final.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Beyond the Dugout broadcasting. Player of the matches, the players of the match, the MVPs, goes to the third baseman, Rieko Ratu, and the relief hurler, that is Tyrone Robinson, 5 innings and 10 strikeouts. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be more coming back with more action here with reaction at Whakaata Māori. After the break, New Zealand victorious, 7 runs to 2. They are the champions. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A simply outstanding grand final. New Zealand, Australia, boy oh boy. New Zealand out hit Australia 7 hits to 5. The scoreline was telling, 7 runs to 2. And of course, New Zealand, even with a bit of power and their pop again, Campbell, a 2-run shot to Rico Ratu.
Ai, te rawe hoki o ngā pūkenga o te poira. Mo te roanga katoa o te weekend e hoki. Kare tuatu pea i tana wairua hihiko. E whakatena tēnā, e whakaakiaki i tana tīma. Ngā kai tākaro o te kapo Aotearoa.
2 from 3 today. Rico Ratu scored twice as well. What a contribution from the young man from Ōtautahi Christchurch. Well, we're going to go down with the other co-MVP down the sideline as well. Tyrone Robinson, 5 innings of work, 10 strikeouts. Boy, that kid was lethal. He's down sideline with the head coach, Jason Kumaroa and Jackie.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, e te whānau. We are with the winners of the WBSC Under-18 Men's Oceania Qualifying Series. How exciting. Congratulations, first and foremost.
Thank you very much.
Yeah? You excited?
Oh, excellent.
Great, awesome. Look, we'll start with you, Jason, and then we'll go to Tyrone Robinson, the pitcher of the final game. How does that feel? You went through unbeaten, 3 days unbeaten. What does that feel like?
Oh, it feels awesome, eh? I mean, like, credit to all our staff and all the players. They bought into everything and did everything that was asked of them on and off the field. So, just a great team effort.
What were some of the things that you asked of them?
Well, some of the things like last year we got taught a lesson by Australia. Like we weren't good enough, and Australia were really good, and they're still a good team now. And we learnt a lot of lessons and a lot of hard words that we said that we needed to get better. We had to compete with Australia because they're such an awesome side.
They have set the standard for us over the years, haven't they? And it's great to see that now we have also raised our standards as well. So congratulations with that.
No, thank you very much. Pleasure.
All right.
Yeah, and we've also got Tyrone Robinson. Mate, let's start with your teammates. You just got backed up all week. Excellent offensive pressure throughout.
Yeah, all week. As soon as I got on the mound, even if the other teams get a run or two in, I always knew the team had my back because sticks have been on fire since day one, and our comms have been up, and all our talking, everything. It's got each other's backs.
Well, mate, you were outstanding yourself. 13 innings of work, all against Australia. The last 12 were lights out. You didn't give up a run in those last 12 innings, and today in the final, 5 innings of work, 10 strikeouts. You must have put in the hard work because that performance, unbelievable. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Tell us about the hard work. What did you put in to get that sort of a response and a result?
Well, I knew if I just went out there, threw as hard as I could, hit my spots, my team always had my back to get more runs in, hit the ball. That's about.
Unbelievable performance, mate. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jason, 2027, you're off to the World Series. Yeah. What happens now?
What happens now, the guys are going to have a good break, and we're going to have some pitching and catching camps in Christchurch at some stage. And then we're going to have some regional camps probably at the start of September to get ourselves ready. Yeah.
Fantastic. So basically, the work still keeps going.
Yeah, definitely. We had 2 goals to tick off today, for this weekend. One was to qualify, and the second was to, go and try and win a final against a quality, country like Australia.
Yeah, well, you certainly did that. Now, celebrations?
We'll have like we normally do, have a few quiet cokes with the coaches and stuff like that, and the boys will be tucked away into bed to get ready for school tomorrow. So that's the plan.
Yeah. Last words to your whānau, your family, your friends, and their support.
Oh, the support has been amazing all through the week. Family supporters, even though it was good to see all the Australian supporters over here, helping on their team. It was a good atmosphere. And it was a really hard-fought series against Australia. And I also want to mention, American Samoa. It was awesome to see them come over, even though they didn't play as well as they probably like. But it was still awesome to have them involved in the tournament.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations. And please go and enjoy yourselves.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Head coach Jason Kumaroa, he'll be happy. New Zealand finish in first place, Australia in second, American Samoa in third. They are your official standings of the Oceania World Cup qualifier here in Papua, Palmerston North. Before we go, we've got a few people to thank because it's been a great week here in Palmerston North. Really has. We can't do it without a massive crew here at Beyond the Dugout, and of course Softball New Zealand and Tagging Together. They've helped each other to get through the week. You can see them on the screen there. 21 crew from Beyond the Beyond the Dugout broadcasting crew. Softball New Zealand in the house, and the WBSC have been outstanding as always. Great to have them all along for you. Thank you to all of our officials. Thank you to all of our scores. It's been wonderful. Congratulations to all of the teams. American Samoa, Australia, and of course, the New Zealand Under-18 Junior Black Sox, the 2026 Under-18 Men's Oceania Champions.
Ai ka tikara chop me mihi I ngā tini maunga, ngā tini awa. Ko whakakotahi mai nei tēnei weekend. Kia mātaki, kia kite rā anō hoki tātou I wēnei taitama, e tutu ana I te puehu. E ngana ana ki te piki ake ki te tihi o Angitū. Hoia rā, hoia no. E te whānakau e haere tawhiti, te mea ko ake nei. Kauki mai rā tātou me ki rā ki te whakanui ienei taitama. Ai rā, nā reira, Māori tū, Māori ora kia tātou katoa.